Every email or login link could be a trap. Here's how attackers weaponize domains and how you stop them. You clicked a perfect password reset link and landed on a believable page. You typed your password. The page quietly sent your credentials somewhere else, then forwarded you back to the real site. That invisible detour is domain-based fraud. It preys on trust, DNS, and tiny human habits. In the next minutes, we'll map the attacker's toolkit and give your security team a practical playbook that actually reduces risk, fast. Domain-based attacks target names and the DNS system that routes traffic. Think of DNS as the internet's phone book. Attackers manipulate that phone book or create fake business cards that look official. They build lookalike sites, register typo domains, or hijack DNS records to reroute users. Those moves let criminals steal credentials, inject malware, or intercept email. One successful redirection can collapse a chain of trust. So how do they make these frauds so convincing? Here's the scale. In 2024, 1 in every 174 DNS requests was malicious. That's a huge jump from the year before. Attackers only need one hit to win. They harvest credentials, then pivot into systems. The aftermath can be hours of downtime, regulatory headaches, stolen data, and a long reputation fix. That stat should change how leaders prioritize domain security. Next, we'll look at the single biggest force accelerating these attacks: AI. AI has lowered the cost of deception. It writes flawless phishing copy, spins up believable landing pages, and personalizes messages by role. Attackers combine deepfake audio and tailored lures to bypass human suspicion. Bots test thousands of domains, keep the successful ones, and discard the rest. AI also confuses automated defenses by constantly varying content. The result is faster, more credible campaigns. So what specific tricks are attackers using on the web itself? Website spoofing today looks identical to the real thing. Attackers clone layouts, copy tone, and embed fake chatbots. They even send victims back to the legitimate website after stealing credentials to reduce detection. These reverse redirects lower complaint rates and extend fraud duration. Defenders need tools that detect semantic and structural mimicry, not just pixel matches. Monitor certificate transparency logs and watch for odd redirect patterns. Coming up, email is still the #1 vector, and it's getting worse. Email domain spoofing fuels the phishing that breaks humans. Attackers buy lookalike domains, align headers to sneak past filters, and use AI to craft urgent, believable messages. They add vishing and deepfake audio to make phone checks seem real. Authentication standards like SPF, DKIM, and DMARK help, but gaps remain when third parties send mail. Train people to verify payments and account changes over a second channel. In the next section, we'll dive into DNS-level sabotage, the plumbing that attackers love. Attackers target DNS itself: cache poisoning, hijacking registrar accounts, DNS tunneling, and subdomain takeovers. These tactics let criminals reroute traffic or exfiltrate data through DNS queries. DNS traffic is noisy and trusted, so subtle abuse blends in. Fast flux setups keep IPs moving and evade takedowns. Detecting this requires monitoring outbound DNS for anomalies and using protective resolvers with RPZ rules. Next, we'll unpack lookalike domains and why tiny visual differences fool users and machines. Lookalike domains use typos, homoglyphs, and near misspellings to trick eyes and browsers. For example, swapping a Latin letter for a Cyrillic twin creates a nearly identical URL. Attackers also register common support-related subdomains to capture trust. Many organizations leave lookalike names unregistered or forget renewals. Simple controls like registry lock and DNSSEC block many attacks but are underused. We'll show which controls to enable immediately and why they matter in practice. Some campaigns use domain generation algorithms and fast flux networks to spin up thousands of throwaway domains daily. These domains often appear normal and slip past block lists. The pragmatic defense is blocking newly observed domains for 24 to 72 hours and using RPZ sinkholes for known families. Alert when internal systems query a high volume of rare domains. This stopgap buys time to triage true positives. Next, we'll address the human and governance gaps that leave these controls unimplemented. The biggest gaps are process and ownership. Domains often sit in marketing or cloud teams, not security. Registrars stay unmanaged, MFA is weak, and change controls are lax. That ambiguity turns DNS into a business risk. Assign a single accountable owner. Require hardware keys for high-access accounts, and maintain a living inventory of domains and subdomains with owners and renewals. Want the checklist that gets you 80% of the way there? It's next. The practical playbook focuses on a few high-impact controls. First, enable registry lock and DNSSEC on crown jewel domains. Enforce DMARC P equals reject and align SPF DKIM for third-party senders. Block newly observed domains at your resolver and secure web gateway. Monitor certificates and watch for suspicious MX records on lookalikes. Clean up orphan subdomains and require SSO for SaaS apps. Pre-negotiate takedown workflows and practice incident drills. There's one quick start checklist that beats endless tool shopping. Coming up. Quick start actions you can do today. Turn on registry lock for top domains. Enable DNSSEC where supported. Enforce DMARC P equals reject. Block newly observed domains for 24 to 72 hours. And audit subdomains for dangling records. Run a tabletop exercise with marketing, legal, and IT. Track meaningful metrics, time to detect, DMARC coverage, and percent of domains with registry lock. If you do only these, you'll cut exposure dramatically. But watch out for 3 common pitfalls. We'll close with those and a final nudge. If this helped, hit like and subscribe for more security breakdowns. Comment one domain control you'll enable this week so others can learn from your action.